What is up, you guys? Zombie here. Raw just went off the air. It is now time for my Raw review for this week. Alright, you guys, I'm trying to get my mind over what just happened. I'm sorry, the ending just blew me away. I'll get to it in a little bit, but first let's run down the show. The Intercontinental Championship #1 contender Battle Royal match. Of course, Battle Royals is a great way to get someone over. Darren Young became the winner when Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews knocked each other over the top rope. I don't know how I feel about this. I know the whole Darren Young make him great again and everything, but the way that he won that match, I just didn't agree with. I mean, I'm glad to see him facing The Miz for the Intercontinental title at Battleground, but it just doesn't sit well with me. Rollins talked Stephanie and Shane McMahon backstage into letting him run his own talk show later in the night, which we'll get to in a second. That was quite interesting. Backstage segments really make Raw what it really is. Like this next part where Ryder found Rusev backstage and challenged him for the U.S. title, and of course Sheamus attacked him. The next match was, of course, Sheamus and Ryder, which Sheamus was a victor. It was a horrible match, and I'm not saying that because I'm a Ryder fan and he lost. I'm saying that because the action in the ring was quite bad, and I only rated it 2 out of 5, which is really low. After the match, Rusev comes down and attacks Ryder, putting him in the accolade, screaming that he accepts his challenge. So the match is set, Rusev versus Zack Ryder for the U.S. title. I don't really understand why they had Ryder job in a championship feud. It makes no sense to me. Maybe it does to someone else, but to me it just seemed unnecessary. The next match was Breeze Dango versus Sin Cara and Kalisto, the Lucha Dragons, which Fandango and Tyler Breeze won, but to me it was still a really bad match. A lot of botches, of course. Anytime the Lucha Dragons are in, a whole lot of botches. I rated it 2 out of 5 as well. Not a good first hour at all. Then, you guys, it was time for the Rollins Report, the special new talk show. Rollins said that he had an interview with Roman Reigns, which he showed. It was a lot of old clips from Roman Reigns' interviews with Michael Cole, but just with Seth Rollins asking questions and Roman Reigns answering them in a order that did not look great for Roman Reigns. May I just say that. And of course, afterwards, Rollins keeps cutting a promo saying that he deserves his one-on-one when Dean Ambrose interrupts him. Dean said that he was willing to fight and defend one-on-one against Seth Rollins anytime, anywhere. Seth refuses to do it that night and said next week. And then when Raw came back from commercial, it had been confirmed next week on Monday Night Raw, we will see the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Dean Ambrose defend against Seth Rollins. I'm really excited for that. I mean, next week is, of course, the brand split on Tuesday night when SmackDown goes live. That will be amazing. And I think that this fits in really well. They're trying to put their best foot forward going into this, trying to get as many people to watch as possible. But anyway, we come back, and Sami Zayn is on commentary. But Kevin Owens refuses to compete with Sami Zayn's commentary, so Stephanie sent referees to take Sami off, even though Shane gave Sami permission to be out there. Sami and Owens have a small brawl on the ramp when Sami was going to the back. At that time, you see Vince's limo arrives and said that he will announce the commissioner of SmackDown Live later in the evening. The Owens versus Cesaro match, always a great match between them. They hit their spots wrong, to me at least it seemed, so I rated it a 3 out of 5. The matches tonight just did not live up to par for me. After the match, of course, Sami Zayn jumps the barricade and attacked Owens, and then Cesaro swung him. Woo! Next match was Heath Slater versus Titus O'Neil. It's as bad as it sounded, 2 out of 5. I really don't want to even get into it. There's a backstage interview with Sasha Banks, where she cut a promo on Dana Brooke and Charlotte, saying that she's focused for the Women's Championship. And then the next part after that had to be the weirdest way to follow up a Divas interview. Well, a women's interview, excuse me. The video package of the New Day visiting the Wyatt's compound. It looked like an old horror movie. Or better yet, it kind of looked like the package of the Hardy Boys from the TNA show. If you watch TNA's last pay-per-view, you understand what I'm talking about. Bad, okay? It showed fighting between the New Day and the Wyatt family and all these... and ended with a whole lot of lanterns and stuff in the back. It was kind of cool. I just thought it was unneeded. It helped with the storyline progression, I guess. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows and AJ Styles. They, of course, cut promos with Enzo and Cass before the match. Let me just take notice here. I like how that whole package with the New Day and the Wyatt family that kind of looked like TNA's happened right before AJ Styles' promo. Let that sink in for a bit. But anyway, Enzo and Cass wins via disqualification. I rated that a 3 out of 5. Which actually I think is the best match of the night, in my opinion. Maybe. But yeah, it wasn't bad. Cass was sent over the barricade by AJ Styles, causing the disqualification. Enzo was in trouble in the ring. All 3 members of the club surrounding him. When John Cena's music hits, no one expected Cena to be there. He was there and he saved everyone. Woohoo. You can't see me. Yay. Next was Donna Brooke facing Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks was, of course, your winner, and I rated this actually the highest of the night, a 4 out of 5. And Donna topped out to the bank statement. Little interference from Charlotte, but not a whole lot. I was really happy to see that. But I think that was a good main event to have because there's no other matches after that. And then here comes the moment that I really want to talk about, you guys. It was the ending of the show. Shane comes down on Stephanie. Of course, Vince comes down. And he explained that he wanted competition. He said that he was disappointed in his children. Said that he wanted to see one of them stab the other one in the back. He then had Shane and Stephanie both try to convince him who should be the commissioner of SmackDown Live. And then he announced the commissioner for SmackDown Live is Shane O'Mac. But he gives all power from Raw up. The commissioner for Monday Night Raw, Stephanie McMahon. And he said it's turning it into a true competition, saying that the person may just get the keys of the kingdom, saying that they will compete over ratings, merchandise sales. He said that he doesn't care what they have to do, as they can even break the law as long as they don't get caught. And then he dropped a bombshell. With them being commissioner, they're going to have time away to run their brands. They won't be up front every week. This is huge news. Saying next week on Raw, Stephanie and Shane have to name general managers for their shows. We get GMs back, you guys. Who could they name? I mean, we've had people like Vicky Guerrero, John Laurinaitis, and people like that kind of recent weeks. To be honest, I don't think any of those people would be it. I think it's going to be huge surprises. Vince says if they don't pick them, they'll pick them for them. Kind of scary. So next week, we have the WWE World Heavyweight Title match. Plus, Stephanie and Shane picking their GMs. That's huge. I'm just excited for next week. And then, of course, then we have the draft. It's just amazing. The final promo between Stephanie and Shane was great. It ends with Stephanie slapping Shane. Best way to end it, I swear. So you guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about Raw. I'm actually rating this a 3 out of 5 for the night. Mostly because of the ending segment. I hate to say, but because of the ending segment, it's getting a 3 out of 5 when that saved it tonight. So let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about Raw. What you guys are excited for next week. And if you was to pick a GM, either for Raw or SmackDown, who would you choose? Until next time, watch Crack-a-Lack and Zombie Snacking. Catch you later.